Yo, what is going on, boys? It's your boy Bunkbuster bringing you guys once again another Call of Duty Zombies video. And today I'm going to be switching it up a little bit. We're going to be ranking every single Call of Duty Zombies, Treyarch zombies, because that's the only zombies that's relevant. All the other ones I don't really like to mess with, so we're going to go with every single Treyarch zombies map ever made, rank all of them into tier lists. Shout out to tiermaker.com. Makes it super easy for me to rank all of them, and we're going to get right into this, guys. So, I know this is a little different, but I thought it'd be a fun way to rank all the maps, so we're going to get into this. So, Treyarch starting it off, like you guys know, or at least some of you guys should know, my favorite map of all time. Objectively, it's not the best map, but for me, my favorite map of all time. I really love the theme, the snowy, and the Austrian castle. What makes it also super cool is it's based off a real place, and the Easter egg is absolutely incredible. You get to blow up the moon, bro. There's nothing cooler than that as far as Easter eggs go. The bows are kind of a copy of the staff, some might say, but honestly, if you ask me, I feel like Treyarch took all of the good aspects from Mob of the Dead and Origins and took them together and just made it into a masterpiece of a map. And Mob of the Dead and Origins were already great masterpieces, and Treyarch I feel like is just like the better version of both of them. So yeah, Treyarch's a great map. Plus Tank Dempsey, he's my favorite character, and it's based off of him. So coming up next, we have Grog-Crovey, another incredible map in Black Ops 3 Zombies. I never played this map as much as Treyarch, but I definitely did play this map a lot. The theme of it in Stalingrad is just absolutely insane. I love the dragon. I love the little dragon you can get on your arm. That little, just all these little things about Grog-Crovey add up. Like flying the dragon to Pack-a-Punch kind of reminds me of flying the plane to Mob of the Dead. Kind of has a setup of Darius, but like bigger. Grog-Crovey is just a super cool map, and it doesn't matter if you're a new player or an experienced player. The Easter egg's awesome. It's a little sad, bro. I love Nikolai, and it's just a sad Easter egg, but I freaking love Grog-Crovey, dude. It's an awesome map. Now after we've given all the love to these two incredible maps, we got to move on to Transit. And I'm going to have a little bit of a defense for Transit, because some people absolutely hate Transit, think it's just a broken map, which it is. Transit's an absolutely broken map. But at the same time, Transit did some stuff right. It was a really cool idea, and I'm not going to lie, once you get set up, I actually have some fun with this map, especially when I'm playing with my friends. So I'm not going to put in the F, but save that for a couple other maps. Cough, cough, die, rise, cough, cough, die, rise, cough, cough, die, rise. But I'm going to put this one in E because Transit doesn't deserve to be in the F because it was a cool idea. And honestly, if they remaster this in Call of Duty Cold War, it is going to be an incredible map because it is just such a cool idea. The only problem, well, not the only problem, a lot of problems with this map's fire, denizens, and Pack-a-Punch. The three big things. And two of those things come back down to the fact that the game simply could not handle the idea that Treyarch wanted to make. So I have some respect for that they actually tried to go beyond their limits and try to make an incredible map. And they tried, they just didn't do a very good job of it. So that's why I'm thinking if they remaster this thing, they'll take away the fog, they'll take away the fire. When you take away the fog, you take away the denizens. So that was just to slow you down because it couldn't load in everything fast enough. So, but anyways, the jet gun, pointless wonder weapon. Pack-a-Punch, literally a nightmare to set up. I'm not even going to try to explain it. And yeah, Transit's kind of a failure, but it was a cool idea. And I feel like it's going to be a really cool remaster, especially if they actually do it. Now up next is Ancient Evil. And I'm going to go ahead and say this as a quick disclaimer before I really start ranking the BO4 maps. I hate BO4. I hate BO4 more than I hate Die Rise. And honestly, I don't really know that much about all these maps. Because all the BO4 maps, because I've only played them like once or twice, because I played them and I was like, screw this, I'm going back to BO3. So you can say I didn't want to give them a chance or whatever, but I just don't like BO4. I don't know if it's like the HUD, the setup, it just doesn't feel like zombies, and I really hope Cold War fixes that, or whatever the next title is going to be. But Ancient Evil is definitely one of the better maps out of BO4. It's got a cool theme, but I don't like the Chaos Crew. And for that reason alone, and because I don't like BO4 in general, even though I feel like I should rank these based off of what the actual map is, not the game. And that's why there's going to be one exception that we'll get to later. But Ancient Evil is not an awful map, not a great map. They didn't do a lot of stuff right, but they didn't do a lot of stuff wrong. I'm going to put it right here in the D tier. Now coming up is Ascension right here. Super cool map. I think it was the first map to have an actual Easter egg, which is super cool. And it's got a cool theme with the rockets and all that, and it's super innovative. It's really fun to play with a team of 4. There's a lot of places you can train. It's a lot easy, which is one of the big problems with it, but so are a lot of other maps in Zombies, especially the newer Zombies. But Ascension is nonetheless is still a great map, and it's a fun map to hop on and play every once in a while. I will say if I had to play this game or this map every single day, I would not last, just because of the fact that it's too easy, and really once you make it past like round 40, I feel like I'm just running around in circles with the thunder gun at the one lander spot. But Ascension's a great map. I don't like the monkeys like I've said before, but still a great map. I gotta put it up in the A tier. Now coming up here is Blood of the Dead, and if you ask me, between these two maps right here, Blood of the Dead and Die Rise, it's probably my 2 least favorite maps, and here's why. Blood of the Dead is not an awful map, it really isn't, but it took one of the greatest maps of all time. Where is Mob of the Dead? Where the heck is Mob of the Dead? Is Mob of the Dead not on this? There it is, Mob of the Dead. Took one of the greatest maps of all time, Mob of the Dead, and turned it into this absolutely nightmare. They took everything cool about Mob of the Dead, and by everything, I mean the plane and the bridge that made pack-a-punching so cool, made it feel like such reward. It just ruined it, bro. They actually did. Mob of the Dead is so cool. I can't tell you how many memories I have playing with my friends back in like 4th grade when I was trash at zombies. Still am, but that's not the point. Going on the plane, going to the bridge, and pack-a-punching, fighting the warden, throwing our Hell's Retriever, getting the Hell's Redeemer was awesome. And Blood of the Dead, they just took all that and threw it out, because you know what? Who wants to actually have a cool experience and find the Golden Gate Bridge? No, we just want to freaking ruin the map. So, Blood of the Dead, definitely in the F tier. I'm sorry, if anyone wants to debate it, go ahead, but for me, I just really don't like that map. Just because Mob of the Dead was so much fun for me, and one of my favorite maps of all time. Now coming up here we have Buried, and Buried is a great map. Another one super nostalgic, played around the same time as Mob of the Dead, obviously because it came out around the same time, but played it with my friends back in like 4th grade. Super fun map. Paralyzer's such a cool gun. Makes the map a lot easy, especially when you sit on top of the bank and use the bank to get the Paralyzer literally by like round 3. But even with that all into the fact, Buried is still a great map. Still super innovative. Leroy, I don't even know what his actual name is, but the big giant, you guys know what I'm talking about. He gets to destroy everything. That was a cool idea. Kind of like George, how he follows you around, but not annoying like George. The one thing is annoying when you shoot him and he runs back into a cage and you have to find the key and all that. That gets annoying, but the witch's house, super cool. Hate the witches that they steal all your money, but it's okay. Maze is super annoying as well, but also a really cool feature. And the Pack-a-Punch getting down after the maze is super cool, and it's just a fun experience. And I love Buried. Paralyzer definitely makes it one of the coolest maps, especially with the fact that it's all this western theme, which I really love. Even though it's underground, it's super cool map. I don't like that it's not the actual crew. It's not the Primus Victus crew. It's the Primus Victus, not the Primus crew, and it's just it's still a good map. It's a good map, and Buried, I'm gonna have to put it in the A tier. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. It's because of how easy it is and how I don't like the crew and they get annoying. Transit crew. And coming up next, we have Call of the Dead. Call of the Dead was so innovative for its time. Being BO1, almost like I wish they remastered this. Just kidding, I hate Tag-Toten. But Call of the Dead, if this map was in BO2 or BO3, it would have been absolutely incredible. Still a super cool map in BO1 though. But if it was in BO3, could you imagine with the fog lift? You know how pretty it is? The lighthouse when the fog lifts? It's absolutely awesome. And that was probably another one of the things due to the engine that they simply couldn't handle it. But even with that, Call of the Dead, they got some super cool features. George Romero is really annoying in this game. But Scavenger, the Wonder Weapon, super cool. The other Wonder Weapon is actually pointless. But Call of the Dead, super cool as the Wonder Wolf when you kill George. You get free perks from him. I don't like the Ice or George, but Call of the Dead is a super innovative map. Although, 2 things I don't like about it, or 3 things. Ice, George, and how long it takes to get jugged, bro. It's like you have to walk all the way across the entire map, and it's kind of annoying, but every map's going to have its flaws, and I gotta say Call of the Dead's going to go in the A tier. Now coming up here is Derice, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this thing in the S tier before we even start talking about it, because this is just an incredible map. Derice the Giant, whatever you want to call it. Darice is absolutely insane. It was one of the first like really innovative maps. First map to have Pack Punch. Coolest part of Zombies is Pack Punch. Changed my mind. Has the teleporters. Started the teleporters. Catwalk. So many memories, dude. Camping on the catwalk with my homies. It's freaking awesome, dude. I love Darice, the giant, whatever. We're gonna call it Darice, but absolutely incredible map, especially in the World at War version. Just the graphics and just the feeling of it. The atmosphere is absolutely incredible, and I love Darice. Definitely an S tier map. Now, Die Rise. Die Rise sucks, dude. All you do is fall and die. All you do is fall and die. I can't tell you the last time I've actually died from a zombie on this map. Why is that? Why do I have to practice my jumping and go jump, jump, jump when I can't? I just want to fight zombies. It's called Zombies, not Mario. Like, it's like I just want to play zombies and Die Rise. Like, it's got the only cool thing about this map is the solidifier. It's super easy. There's so many places to train. The Buddha room being especially a good one, and you can sit on the rooftop. Still pretty easy. It's ugly too. I'm not gonna lie. The map's really, really, really ugly. I don't like Die Rise. Like I said, solidifier is cool. Don't like losing my gun in the Pack Punch. Don't like having to wait for Jug. Don't like having to wait for the elevators. And I don't like dying from fall damage. I don't like Die Rise. Gonna put it in the F. No, just kidding. Stay in the F. Now here we have Dead the Night. Dead the Night was a cool idea, but once again, in the Chaos Crew, really didn't like the Chaos Crew. Werewolves get annoying. It's a cool atmosphere. It's kind of a pretty map, but at the same time, I really don't like this map. And like I said earlier, I don't really know that much about BO4, but I don't really like Dead of the Night. It's probably one of my least favorite, besides Blood of the Dead. It's probably my second least favorite map from... actually, I don't like Voyage of Despair either, but it's kind of cool because it's on the Titanic, so... I don't know. Dead the Night's probably my second least favorite map in BO4, and one of my least favorite maps of all time, but I feel like if it was in another game, it could have been better, but yeah, I'm going to leave it in the E tier. So 5, coming up here, I think is one of the most, if not the most, underrated maps of all time. I'm going to put it, you can say what you want, A tier. Super, super, super best theme ever, I have to say. It is the best theme ever. Maybe Mob of the Dead rivals it, but you can be freaking JFK, man. You can be JFK and chill in Washington, D.C. Actually, is the Pentagon even in Washington, D.C.? It's in Virginia, I'm pretty sure, but that's besides the point. Still Washington, D.C. area. You can vibe there, and you can shoot all these zombies. The freaking Winter's Howl. Guns trash. Wonder Weapons trash. Elevators, you know what? Take notes, Die Rise. They did elevators right in here, right? You could just pay for it and get in. Camping in the elevator is so much fun with my friends. I remember those memories way back when BO1 was like in its prime. Camping in the elevators, making it to like round 7 and being so happy. It might just be because it's so nostalgic for me, but 5 is an awesome map, bro. And you got super, super cool atmosphere. 2 things that make it bad: super hard, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. When you get better, it's a challenge, and it's a super fun map. The Pentagon Thief kind of goes along with that, but the Pentagon Thief can get annoying, especially since it takes your gun right when you're starting to actually get points and get your gun. But it also gives you a reward. The Bonfire Sale, one of the coolest power-ups of all time. You can Pack Punch for what, like 1,500 points or something? So, Bonfire Sale is super cool. 5, super cool. Now coming up here is 9. And 9, hands down, best map of Black Ops 4 Zombies. And I have to say that this is the only map in Black Ops 4 Zombies I'm actually going to be saying good things about. I don't know if it's just the experience I've had with it, even though the experience I've had haven't even been very good. But 9 is such a cool, it's just such a cool experience. The 4 different towers, based off the 4 different fighters, all the boss rounds, to get the Pack Punch, you have to get all the heads, bring them downstairs. Super cool map. It's just a super cool vibe, especially in that main area where you can train. The only annoying part about it is the fire, that kind of like Transit, but the difference is, take notes, Transit, you can do something to get rid of the fire. You can do an Easter egg to be immune to fire and acid, which is super helpful. And 9 is just an awesome map, best map of BO4 Zombies. I'm going to have to put it up here in the A tier. Now, Kinder Toten. Kinder Toten was the first map I've ever played my entire life. What started my love for zombies. Played it with my friend that I played 5 with, and it is just an awesome map. I do think it's a little overrated just because it's everyone's first map, but without that being said, or with that being said, it's still a cool map. They did take some stuff from Derice, but they just, it kind of has the ideas from Derice, took the pack punch, took the teleporters, put them together, added some new aspects. Thunder Gun's super cool, one of my favorite guns of all time. Does make it easy, training on the stage though, but training on the stage is so nostalgic for me and just so cool, and I freaking love Kino, bro. It's a really cool map, and the atmosphere is a little scary, I'm not gonna lie, especially when you're younger. Not even nearly as scary as this map right here, Verrückt. But Kino is a great map, and I'm gonna have to put it either in the A or the B. I'm gonna get some hate for this because this is a lot of people's favorite map, but just because I think it's a little overrated, I'm gonna put it in the B category. Now coming up here is Moon, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this: Moon has very innovative ideas. The zap guns, Area 51 was kind of a cool idea. Just being on the moon in general, but like the astronaut helmet and all that stuff. But at the same time, the Area 51, having to go back to Earth twice to get Jug, the freaking excavators or whatever they are, freaking like spinning around, just destroying everything, and they always trap me on the side of that. The astronaut, the combo between the excavators, the astronaut, and Area 51 always screwed me over, because I can't tell you how many times I've been chilling on Moon, and I was like, okay, I need to go get Jug. So I go and get my Jug. The excavators start to go down or whatever. It's like 60 seconds. I don't have the excavator key, of course, because I'm in Area 51. So I go back to the Moon, right? And as soon as I'm there, I get hit by the astronaut, right? So he takes my Jug, and then I go back to the other side. So then I have to go back and get Jug, and then I go through, I somehow make it through the excavators without them closing. I'm stuck on the other side, and then all of a sudden, the astronaut teleports me to the other side of the excavators where nothing is, like where the spawn is, kind of, and you're screwed. You can't get Jug for the rest of the game. You can't do anything. You can't even go back to Area 51 unless it's Black Ops 3 and you can get anywhere but here. You're screwed for the rest of the game, and for that reason alone, I'm gonna have to put Moon in the D category. Just, I feel like Moon, people have said this before, you either love it or you hate it. I don't hate it, but I hate it. I hate Moon, bro. And it's a cool map, it's a cool idea, nostalgic for me. I played it with my buddies, but I don't particularly like Moon. I'm not gonna lie. Just all the little things add up and just tick me off. Now coming up here, we have arguably the greatest map of all time, Mob of the Dead. Gonna go in the S tier. Just super cool theme. You're on Alcatraz, for crying out loud, dude. And it's based off a real movie, and the quotes, especially from Weasel, they're awesome because they start to figure out what's actually kind of going on. The bridge, best part about it, cough cough, blood of the dead. Just like freaking Blood of the Dead, messed that up. But Blood of the Dead kind of messed up Mob of the Dead, like I said, a lot messed up Mob of the Dead. But Mob of the Dead in itself is an incredible map. It's super cool, especially with the Hell's Retriever, the Blunder Gat, which you can upgrade into the Acid Gat, which you can upgrade into the Vitrolic Withering. That combo with Electric Cherry is just super awesome. I love Mob of the Dead. Oh, I almost said Blood of the Dead. Mob of the Dead, freaking love that map. Super nostalgic for me. I always thought it was a big map, especially when I sucked at zombies. I always wanted to go play like Town or something. But I've always loved Mob of the Dead, dude. I mean, I know I just said I always wanted to play Town over it when I was younger, but I love Mob of the Dead, especially playing it now. I have an appreciation for it. The plane, the bridge, the Vitrolic Withering, the Hell's Retriever, the Hell's Redeemer, Electric Cherry, the Golden Spork. There's so many cool things about Mob of the Dead. The music, the theme, the atmosphere, the jump scare from up top when you point the sniper. It's such a cool map. I love Mob of the Dead, and it's top 3 for me. Probably number 2. I love Origins, but it's probably my number 3. It goes Dries and Drag, Mob of the Dead, Origins. Awesome map, though. I'm not going to go on any more about it. Now here we go. We have Nocturne and Toten. Gonna have to put this one in the B category. Started it all, obviously, super basic map, not really much to say about it. Pretty mediocre map, but it's fun for the nostalgia. I never played World at War to begin with. I've played it now, obviously, but I didn't play it. It wasn't my first map. Some people, it was their first map, which makes it even cooler. If you experienced it like just the raw experience of the first time you ever played, being the first time zombies was ever out as the bonus mode, that would have been super cool. I couldn't imagine how awesome that would have been. It's a scary map. World at War makes it hard. It's kind of glitchy, but Nocturne and Toten, super cool map. If you're going to play it, definitely play it on World at War. Gobblegums and all that kind of ruined the actual experience of what it was meant to be. Now coming up here, guys, if you ask 100 people what their favorite map of all time is, probably 60 of them are going to say Origins. And for me, it's still a great map. Origins, definitely an S tier map. Staffs, they led into Drak, and for that reason alone, staffs are awesome because I love the bows. And staffs, the first 4 unique wonder weapons, and you can make them, you can upgrade them, not after once you get them, you can upgrade them. Super cool Easter egg, super hard Easter egg. It's one of the ones Easter eggs I've done hundreds of times. That cutscene is awesome. The robots get annoying, but robots are also a super cool aspect of it. World War I makes it a super cool thing. World War I is so cool with all the snow, and in France it's such a sad time, but just the atmosphere in this map is just incredible. And the Easter egg, like I said, the greatest Easter egg of all time, except for Drak. But Origins is a great map, and I gotta pay it some respects. Greatest map of BO2, other than Map of the Dead, but I don't know. Origins, top 3 map for me. I know a lot of people that it's their favorite, and I never have a bad time when I play Origins. I freaking love Origins, man. Now coming up next, we have Revelations, and I have to say that this was a cool map. A lot of people say they didn't really like it because it was the ending to BO3 that they didn't really like. But if you look at the ending in BO4, at the end of the day, it's a pretty good ending compared to what we got at the end of BO4. And Revelations is cool. It takes all the best maps of all time, puts them together into one, and Easter eggs kind of hard, and well, actually the boss fight's very, very, very easy, but it's a long Easter egg. It's kind of a weird ending, but I still really do like the map, and I think as far as just going for high rounds, it's a lot easier with the Apothicon Servant and the Thunder Gun. It's really easy, probably the easiest map of all time, other than maybe Ascension, I'd argue. But Revelations, at the end of the day, is still a really, really good map, and I'm gonna have to put it in the B tier. Now coming up here is Shangri-La. In Shangri-La, it has a really cool atmosphere. It gets a little annoying with the Shrieker Zombie, the monkeys, but you can actually use the monkeys to your advantage to get max ammos when you need it, which I think is a really cool feature. Pack-a-punching in 4-player, if you don't have mics, it can be a nightmare and you're never going to get pack-a-punch, but other than that, if you're playing solo, it's super easy to get pack-a-punch. Super cool map. Minecart's kind of useless, but still a cool feature, and just absolutely beautiful map in the middle of the jungle. And I gotta say, even in BO1 with those graphics, it is still one of the prettiest maps of all time, especially in the remastered version in Chronicles. It's probably benefited the most from Chronicles, and I gotta put Shangri-La, I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Our first map in the C tier. Pretty mediocre map. Don't love it, don't hate it. Play it every once in a while, have a good time. So here we have Shinonuma, and Shinonuma is kind of a bare bones map, kind of fun to play with 4 people. It's really easy on World at War because, like the rest of them, only 24 zombies spawn in around, which makes it super easy to go to high rounds. One of the YouTubers I watched, his name was Claystar, shout out to you. He made it to like round 1,000 something. He was going for the world record. It's insane how high you can make it on this round. The trench gun, the Wonder Waffle, and it's crazy. And this map's super cool map, a little easy with the training. Kind of started training though, running around the swamp. Really cool theme. It's a little bland as far as the colors go, but it's still a cool map, and I'm going to have to put Shinonuma alongside with Shangri-La. I don't think it's as good as Shangri-La, but I'm going to have to put it in the C tier because it's definitely better than Ancient Evil. Now coming up next, we have Shadows of Evil. Morgue City, based off Chicago, Illinois. I freaking love this map. One of the coolest atmospheres of all time. The Wonder Weapon, the Apothicon Servant, is incredible. The Easter egg, super cool. The only downside about the Easter egg is you cannot do it unless you have 4 people, which some of you guys know. You can do it, but you cannot get past the part with the giant gate worm, so you actually don't get the credit for doing the Easter egg. But even with that being said, Shadows of Evil is an incredible map. I remember when it first came out, I didn't really like it, but as it was like good wine. As it goes on, as time went on, it became a better and better map. I love Shadows of Evil, and now it is one of my favorite maps of all time. Came out with the katana that would end up being used in Revelations. Revelations took a lot of stuff from Shadows. Shadows is an incredible map. Super cool theme. Marglo is a cool boss. Super cool with the train station and everything. I freaking love this map. And if you guys argue it, you can. Just let me know why. Shadows is a great map, bro. Now we're getting pretty close to the end of this, I've just realized, but we have Verrucht here, and I'm going to go ahead and put Verrucht in the B tier. Now Verrucht is hard, but one of the cool things about Verrucht is how freaking scary it is, man. I cannot tell you how many times I've played this map, and I've just been scared out of my absolute mind, because Verrucht is a scary map, dude. It is actually terrifying, especially if you're playing by yourself. All the screams is based off an insane asylum. It's the first map to have perks. It's just, it doesn't have Pack Punch because it's bare bones. It was the second map ever made in Call of Duty Zombies and World at War, obviously. Verrucht is an awesome map, bro. I love this map. It'll always have a special place in my heart. It's got to stay in the B tier. Now here we have Voyage of Despair. And Voyage of Despair, I'm going to go ahead and put in the F tier, although it is on the Titanic, which is a super cool theme. But other than that, Voyage of Despair is just, it's not a good map, dude. It's really not a good map, and I'm going to have to say it's going to go in the F tier just because it took one of the coolest things you could have done, put you on the Titanic, and it took some crappy characters and threw it into a broken game mode. And it's BO4 Zombies, obviously, don't like the HUD, but it could have been so cool. I love the Titanic. It could have been awesome. It could have super cool theme, but they ruined it, and for that, I'm putting in the F tier. And finally, Zetsubo no Shima. I'm not going to put it in the F tier. Put it alongside Transit and Dead of the Night in the E tier. It's a really annoying map, but it's a cool idea. I'm not going to lie, it's a cool idea. But the one thing that annoys you is the spiders because they glitch around a lot. It's hard to set up, like, especially the Easter egg. Literally, once you set up, you've basically almost done the Easter egg. Like, that, it shouldn't be that hard to set up. But once you get set up, it can still be pretty fun. Except for the fact when you're in late rounds and the spiders are glitching. But other than that, Zetsubo no Shima is a very, very, very fun map. But the setup is really, really tedious. And that's why I kind of refer to it kind of like Transit. It's a hard setup, but once you get set up, there's still some buggy parts about it. But once you're set up, Transit and Zetsubo no Shima are both fun maps. So for that, I'm going to put Zetsubo in the E tier. Yo, thank you guys for watching. That's going to wrap up my video here. And I have to say that this video is a lot different than anything I've ever made, but I have to say I really did enjoy it. But looking back on it, one thing I noticed, this tier list, it doesn't have Tagter Toten. So I'm going to go and rank this real quick, and I got to say Tagter Toten, it's going to go in the D tier. Pretty cool map, but kind of ruined Call of the Dead, kind of some aspects of it, and I really didn't like the ending cutscene. I feel kind of weird talking about a map that doesn't actually have a box, but Tagter Toten is in fact a Treyarch Zombies map, so I'm going to talk about it. I hate the ending cutscene. If it wasn't for the ending cutscene and kind of a lot of the glitches, if you guys have seen the montages of all the glitches that have happened, Tagter Toten, it's an absolute nightmare. But other than that, it's not an awful map. I just really don't like the ending cutscene. Really put a sour taste in my mouth, especially after I waited like 9 years. I wasn't one of the people that played zombies for 10 years, but I've been playing since like 3rd grade, and I'm going into my junior year, so it's been like 7-8 years. I'm not really a mathematician, but yeah, I've been playing zombies for a long time, and it really frustrated me to see that ending. But Tagter Toten's not a bad map, but I'm gonna end it off with that, guys. Obviously, it's a little weird that it doesn't have a box, but it's all good, guys. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video so much, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Remember to leave any ideas if you have any below. I'm always feeling free to do collabs, play with other people, so just let me know how you guys are doing, and if you want to do anything, and just let me know, yeah. So, I'll see you guys later.